Welcome to Reset to Healthier Relationships. Sunday night at 9. I am your host, Coach Glenda, here with my course manager, Rufus Carpenter. This is your moment to reset, reconnect, and rise. Let's take a deep breath together. Inhale peace, exhale any tension that you may have experienced this week. Tonight, we're exploring something powerful, how to say I love you without words, because love isn't only spoken, it's shown through care, time, presence, and consistency. Mr. Carpenter, would you like to say a few words before we dive into tonight's topic?
Well, this topic tonight is awesome because when you say love, it's cool, but when you express and show love, it's how you show up that makes the difference. Because you can say anything, but the way you show up really tells a lot. So tonight's going to be a great night. We've done some topics about how to sustain relationships and all of that, but tonight is loving, showing how you love the actual act of loving. So I want to hear everybody's comments about that going through because how do you love and how do you want to be loved? I want to know. Thank you. That's it.
All right, so tonight's topic is how to say I love you without saying a word. Expressing love through actions, not just words. Now, just to get us started, I want you guys to utilize your chat tonight. I want you to think of one small act someone did this week that made you feel love. Maybe it was a smile, a text, or help when you didn't ask for it. So I want you to think for a few seconds to see if you would like to share something that may have happened this week that made you feel that you was loved by someone. And it doesn't have to be your boo or your significant other. It could be a friend or a relative or maybe even a coworker. But if you would like to put that in the chat or if you want to come off mute and share something that has happened this week, we would like to hear it.
While
Well,
while they're while,
oh, okay. You
while
go
they're
ahead.
getting ready to say what's on their mind, I
Okay.
today in church the pastor had a sermon today, and one part of the sermon, I think before he started hooping, one part of the sermon was when he said that God chastised those he loved. He says
Mhm.
if God don't chastise you, then you're in trouble. He don't love you. So for me, that hit the spot because as a father, as a parent, as a friend, I know the people that I do love, I want to see them do well. So when they are not doing well, or when they do something wrong, I bring it to their attention. I say, hey, look, let's talk about this because, we need to reevaluate. And I do it because I love them. I don't do it because I'm trying to put them down or one up them. I'm doing it because I love them. So that hit home for me today.
Okay. That sounds great. Now, someone did put in the chat that their sister bought them dinner unexpectedly. That's great.
That is beautiful.
All right. Someone else put something in the chat. I love it. They received roses from a friend. I like that. I know that that was probably unexpected.
My thing is how did when people do stuff like that, you and especially when you didn't do anything, you didn't in your mind you didn't do anything extra to deserve that. It wasn't like they were saying thank you for picking my child up or thank you for buying some groceries for me, something like that. They did it without you even looking for it. So, it just happened. They randomly did it for because they wanted to express themselves. That's a heck of a feeling knowing that you're appreciated. It
Yes,
says a lot.
that is awesome. All right, we're going to move right along. Sometimes love gets tangled in words, apologies, promises, or expectation. Reset by remembering that love is a verb. It's seen in patience, empathy, and showing up. Reconnect by noticing what speaks love to you. Is it kindness, acts of service, listening without judgment? When we understand love languages and embodied care, we begin to communicate with presence, not pressure. Rise by practicing intentional actions. Let your love be visible, not performative, but real. Tiny, consistent gestures, a note, a warm meal, a check-in. Nurture connections more deeply than words ever could. Now, I can relate to the reset, reconnect, and rise pathway in regards to this topic. By I know that this week, actually, it was just today. I had a moment where I was a little disappointed, and I reached out to one of my confidants. And before I spazzed out and went left, I talked to her, and she pretty much was the sound of reasoning before I just, went left and started blocking everybody in my contact list in my phone. So even though I was feeling a little down and disappointed, my friend always comes through for me to always be my voice of reasoning at the most, amazing times, like at my lowest times when I feel like, can it get any worse? And she always makes me feel better. So she always constantly shows me that that she loves me by her acts of kindness and just being a good listener.
Let's back up a little bit in that rise part when you said not performable. I think that one
Performative,
part, huh?
not performative.
But real.
Correct.
When you say not performative, a lot of us may not know what that means. A lot of us may not understand that. And what it is, a lot of times when you you do stuff because it's something you do it because you've done it so much that it's kind of perfunctory that you do it. Like let's say I'm trying to think of something you do automatic all the time. Let's say you got a habit of open the door, or doing something like that, and you do it all the time. And I'm just picking that because I can't think of another example. But you're doing it all the time. Are you doing it all the time because you love that person, or are you doing it all the time because that's what you were taught to do and you're doing it as perfunctory? Like you're doing it now because that's what you were taught to do. So you're doing it out of habit versus doing it out of love. Because if I open the door for you, it's I'm at that moment I'm showing respect, I'm showing I love you, I'm showing I'm taking time out. Because normally, and this is my culture, I'm normally not going to open the door for you that much because I come from the corporate world where everybody wants to be equal. A lot of the ladies I've worked with wanted to be equal, wanted to have their own space, wanted to walk their own walk, and wanted to be equal and treated equal. So a lot of things that we do as customary as habit, I couldn't do, or it wasn't appropriate to do because of the environment which we were in. It took a lot of that out because everybody wanted to be treated equally, fairly, the same.
Mhm.
The ladies wanted to do the same work, wanted to get the same pay, wanted to feel they could do their own, they carry their own weight. You say, let me carry this for you because of heavy. No, I got it. Are you trying to say I can't lift it? It's these type of things. So after being at a certain level, at that level, I kind of got away from a lot of stuff that I did as a child, or did as a young adult, or did because of family upbringing. But what I'm trying to say is when you got a habit of doing stuff because you do it, and when you're doing it as a habit versus doing it as because I love you, it's a big difference there. Can anybody help me out? Because is there something that a person that a person do automatic that if they really meant it, in their heart, it would make you feel like you're being loved. Or anybody got any things that they know? And I've got one example.
Okay.
This lady would buy me stuff or would do special stuff, buy me stuff, and in everybody else's mind, man, she really loved you, Rufus. She brought you this and brought you that. But that's what she does. It wasn't that, and she would make special stuff for me. She would make a special centerpiece of something. That's what she did as her job. So her making a centerpiece that looked like it's so beautiful, that's her skill. Where she was doing it because that's her skill. A lot of people say, man, that girl took time to do that for you, man. She loves you, Rufus. Well, really, that's her game. That's how she pull people because she knows it. People like that. And it was like, hey, man, I did this for you, so you should be appreciative. That's what you do, woman. That's your thing. I'm sorry. Am I out here by myself? Am I out here by myself, audience? Am I out here by myself? But anybody know what I'm talking about?
That's a different way of looking at it.
I know Mr. Kingdom's online. Mr. Kingdom have made examples before that he would do anything in the world for the people he knew. He would make sure they had this, they had that. He would do this if they said they wanted somebody to break his neck to get it. And he said he felt that they didn't appreciate that.
Hmm.
Mr. Kingdom, are you on, Mr. Kingdom? I don't want to tell your story. Can you tell your own story? Because a lot of that you did, and a lot of people didn't see that as love. In your mind, you were loving to the 10th degree, and in their mind is you're supposed to do that. That wasn't that. You want to tell your story, Mr. Kingdom? Because I don't want to tell it. I can't tell it good as you can tell it.
I'm online, but you're doing a great job.
Oh no. But yeah, but that's what that performance is. Because a lot of times people will do stuff to pull you in, and it's really they're not loving you. It's almost as if they're conning you. So you have to know that you have to be able to discern the difference. Because that's where a lot of people will take advantage of you and use you because in your mind, oh, he loves me, she loves me, she doing all this, she doing all that. Where really they're just setting you up. And I'm not saying everybody do that, but you've got some people, especially in the love game, especially when you just meeting people or they're trying to get you in, they're trying to get you to a place where you giving all your resources. And that's why tonight is very, very important because you have to be able to discern which it is.
Hmm.
I kind of disagree with Rufus.
Okay.
Please.
Um, I disagree because like maybe at first a person might could in what you're saying do something such as that, opening a door or whatever, something on that basis. But in order, they would have to keep it up
Mhm.
because if it's something that they're just doing for a moment to with a hidden, as Gigi said, hidden agenda or whatever, I think they wouldn't be able to keep it up. I think they would have to continually do it um, because it's truly love or true showing love or something like that. Because if they're just doing it as a ploy,
Mhm.
they wouldn't do it often. They would stop. They would have to catch themselves and say, "Oh my God, I didn't do it that time." And I better hurry up and do it or something like that. Or chivalrous was opening the door, your
Hmm.
car door or something like that. They would do it sometimes or whatever. I disagree. I disagree. I think that a person that they would have to pick something that's totally out of the ordinary in order for me to think that they're doing it just as an agenda to get further or whatever. Other than that, I think it's genuine.
I disagree.
Okay.
I'm with Rufus because you, as a person, have to have that discernment to understand that people are out here to deceive you. Then you have people that's out here that genuinely cares about you.
Mm-hmm.
I was the caring part, as Rufus would tell you. I'm the one that gives the shirt off my back and I'm always helping. Matter of fact, on that note, my ex, my first wife, okay, about 8, 9 months ago, she asked me, is that money going to change you? I told her, hell no, I ain't going to change. I'm still going to be me because of my heart, the way my heart is. Thought about it for a few minutes. I came back and said, you know what? Hell yeah, it's going to change me. And how it's going to change me, I'm going to tell people no. Hell no. And the reason I'm going to tell them hell no, because when I was on my back fighting for my life, struggling, couldn't move and couldn't do anything, where were you? I got one friend that's a construction worker. I got two other friends that's construction workers. Hell, I got one that I really thought was my boy. I had to get the church, this white church, came and built me a ramp, knowing I got to get the doctor's appointments and whatever. They came and built my ramp. You understand? They would do everything in the world for me with intentions. You understand? Whereas me, I do everything in the world from the heart. But yet and still that person used, deceived, whatever when it came to me. Now, you as a person, people always going to be trying to use you. And it's not that they going to do it and it's like they lying and deceiving to the point where they only do it one time. Hell, if they see they can use you, that's a forever thing. It's a pattern. It's an ongoing thing. And if you don't catch it and realize it, you're going to keep falling for the okie doke. Okay? And as Rufus said in the previous things, make it make sense to me. Make me understand it. You as a whole got to understand and realize and wake up that you're being used.
Mm-hmm.
So it's easily done. So without you being that person, loving yourself and understanding, knowing your worth, it can happen. That's why I tell y'all all the time, learn to love yourself and what makes you happy. And that way you can see the pattern, you can see the red flags. And as a grown person, knowing yourself and loving yourself, you know what you're going to take and what you're not going to take. Cut it off at the beginning because the more you accept, the deeper you fall. And once you fall and get to that point, it's going to be devastation at the end. It's going to hurt. So if you go ahead and hurt at the beginning and get it over with, it ain't going to be as bad. So I agree with you, Rufus, 100%.
And that's just to get people to realize that um, that performing part of it, that performance versus genuine being real. Because tonight's topic, how to say I love you without saying a word, expressing love through action, not just words. And that, how do we learn this stuff? How do we learn how to love? How do we learn how to show love without words? Where do we get that from? How do we get those gestures? How do we get those things that we do? Is it stuff that we seen through our parents? Is it stuff that we see in the movies? Is it stuff we read about in books? Is it stuff that we wish people would do for ourselves? Do we just get creative? Or is it a natural extension?
Well,
How go ahead.
I'm going to tell you, it's a little bit of all of it, all the above. But the first step, it starts with yourself. You remember the saying, treat people as you want to be treated.
Mhm.
Once you learn to love yourself and your worth, you're going to always treat people as you want to be treated.
Right.
So that's how you learn how to love a person. You know what makes you tick. You know
Mm-hmm.
what you don't like. You understand?
Mhm.
With me, Shit, my thing has always been I like surprises. It was nothing for me just because to send my wife roses. I've always done that. Friends of mine send them roses and stuff, especially at work and their atmosphere, because it does something, especially to a female, when they receive something just because at work in front of the coworkers and what have you. But guess what? I have a wife now that shit, I would send her roses all the time, even in pictures. Just out of the blue, I'd send her roses. But guess what? She cursed me the hell out.
What?
Don't you send me no damn roses, especially red ones. I was like, huh? But and I've been telling you, don't do it. She hates it. So
Wow.
I got to figure out something else. And I've been doing that as a gesture from the heart. And I ain't talking about sending on one rose either. I'm talking about a dozen or two.
Mm.
You understand? So now what I do, I just send her tea. I send her a picture of me smiling every day or whatever, and then she's in heaven. I
Awesome.
send her them roses, I get cursed the hell out. So you
That's
got to learn, and like I told you, there's three things that females love, and the main thing is listening. That's number one.
Mhm.
Number two is that communication, and three is that quality time. If you listen to someone, not necessarily your spouse,
Mhm.
then you know what the hell to talk about. And you learn them and you know what makes them tick, make them go, and make them happy. Once you realize that, then as a person knowing yourself, you can show them love because you're now doing what they want without them realizing that they told you what they want.
Mhm.
what
So
are
that's a way you can do it.
what are some ways that we can show that we love a person without words? What are some ways that we've done before? What are some ways we've done? Let's put some stuff in the chat, or either somebody can unmute and come on and say some of the things they've done to love, make a person, show a person love without the conversation.
Okay, while they're thinking of their comments to put in the chat, there was a question in the chat from Mr. Carpenter.
Oh, what was it? I'm sorry, I missed
Oh,
it.
you fine? No, it's okay. Someone asked, did she deceive you when the one with the arrangement, when she would make you the centerpiece?
Um, I'm gonna say I'm gonna say not so much deceive me, but strung me along. I'm gonna say a reason why I say strung me along because I wasn't her total desire. I think I was one of many. She was a person that liked a lot of people in her face. And she was a person that she wanted somebody on her arm and she wanted people in her face. And that I think I was on the arm and other people were in the face. So I think the things she did that kept me on her arm, and I think the other things she did kept people in her face, and that became an issue. That became an issue. And then I realized I began to see that I was being roped in, and I felt I felt led I felt led the wrong way. I felt that all this was trying to cement the deal for me to play a certain role in her life, and a role that I didn't want to play. So so it became clear to me that it wasn't a relationship that I could grow in long term. Hope I answered
Well,
the question.
the question was asked, what can you do? What is that me or someone else?
No, the question that did I answer the question that was asked? I think that's the question I was asked, right, Glenda?
Yeah, that was a question in the
Yeah,
chat for you,
that's when I
sir.
just answered the one in the chat.
Right, but the
I
one
answered that.
before, the one
There was
before that you
another
were,
question.
no, 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 not for
Oh, I
you.
was
The
going to
one
say.
that you was
Jesus.
The question that you asked that they supposed to be putting in the chat, they're
Oh yes,
responding
yes,
to
yes, yes,
the
yes.
last
What
question.
are
Yes,
some of the
sir.
ways that you've shown you love someone before?
Well,
I
I can
go ahead, Miss
I'll
Kenny. You
give you an
say
example.
mm-hmm.
I'm a true man, so don't y'all take it the wrong way. Rufus, it's concerning you and I. I have a love for you, which is a friendship.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And the way that I show you as a friend the love, when you ask, okay, a friend to do something,
Mm-hmm.
if a friend is a true friend and
Mhm.
able to do it, that's when they step up and do it because you wouldn't ask if you didn't need.
Correct.
Correct.
You understand? So
Mm-hmm.
therefore, for a good example, when you call, hey, I need a ride, or when you call and say, hey, you still got that tool to cut limbs or whatever,
Mm-hmm.
if I have it available, then yes, hey, by all means, Rufus, here it is.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I do from the heart, not
Hmm.
to talk about it, but to do it because I feel you need it.
Mm-hmm.
But then also, I'm gonna give you my opinion on certain things when I see you doing it the long way, where there's a short way. You understand? But at the
Understand?
end of the day, I'm gonna let you do it the way you want to do it because that's not my job. My job is to let you know there's a better way. I'm not here to get mad at you because you ain't doing it my way. But
Right.
as a friend, when you step up and do what a friend asks you to do because they need, and you're able to do it, that's what a friend is. But then on the flip side, that friend that's asking you
Mm-hmm.
knows that if you don't do, it's not right for you to get upset because they can't do because you know from the past that, damn, I know something must be going on because if I ask and he can't do it, then hey, he really can't do it. You
Hmm.
see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So that's the communication that you have as a friend. Same as going into a relationship.
Mm-hmm.
You're supposed to be there for each other regardless when you're available to be there. You know what I mean? And that way, when you're not there, they should understand that, shoot, he's always done. Maybe something else going on. So you got to accept that. Where you have some people that's associates can't distinguish that difference. I'm
Right.
there for you always, but then that one time that I can't do for you, you gonna fly off the town and we ain't friends no more? Shit, you never was a friend
Right. Correct.
because you don't understand the term of friendship.
Right.
But then you got some friends, they are takers.
Very much so.
You know, that's when that taking advantage come in. That's where that unappreciative shit comes in. Because they always got their hand out asking for help. But then when you turn around and need help, they're never there. So you and your heart got to distinguish which one is a friend and which is an associate. I
Okay.
tell Rufus that all the time. And see, both of my relationships, my first marriages, shit, I was a giver. They was taking until I thought that's what they named. You see? But then after that second marriage, that divorce, shit, I learned to love me and what makes me tick and happy was shit, I know where to go. You're gonna take me only so far and then that rope get cut off.
Right.
Okay. Anyone else want to share what their how they love and share love and show love and without saying a word?
There's a couple of comments in the
Good.
chat. Someone said checking in on people just to see if they're okay.
That's a good one. That's a good one because especially with this widespread loneliness now, a lot of people are lonely and they don't reach out and they just cope with it themselves. And a
Hmm.
lot of times when you reach out to them, they feel like, wow, somebody cares for me. Somebody, somebody's reaching out. And a lot of times when you reach out to people like that, they talk you to death because they have been so alone for so long, they just won't let you off the phone. And then you know that that was a great call you did. It was great, a great call at the right time. So that makes a difference. It really do. But
Glenda,
go ahead.
Who said that in the chat?
Well, would they like the, do you want me to say your name?
Annette said that.
Okay, the reason I asked her that question, I want to applaud you because that was an excellent point. Because from experience, like I tell y'all, when I speak to you all, when I give my little mini seminars, it's everything from my life from experience of what I went through. That statement you just said means the world, and
Mm-hmm.
it touches personal with me. When I come through my ordeal, nobody, and I get on my son, I cut his ass off. I went 3 years struggling. And the only time he called me is when he wanted something. Other than that, I can count on one hand and have fingers left how many times he called me just to check on me.
Mm-hmm.
You understand? You
Mm-hmm.
don't have to call a person and get into a long conversation. But if you call and check on a person, that's the best way to show that you care for that person. You understand? To me, accepting that, that's medicine to me. Because when a person call you out the blue, hey, I'm just calling to check on you. Shit, it should put plenty smiles, roses in your pocket. Because it shows that somebody out there concerned about you.
Yep.
It shows and it make you feel like, hey, I'm really loved by somebody.
Yep.
So I applaud you for what you just said, and it touched home.
Okay.
We have another one in the chat, Mr. Carpenter.
What's that?
Remember the small things. The, it says, remember the small things value to someone. Uh, the small things of value to someone can show love.
Correct.
And that's true
That's
as
correct.
well.
Yep.
That's true. That's what they call brownie points. Now
Yep.
you can take brownie points two ways now. Somebody give you brownie points, they butter you up to a big thing. But then some people truly give you brownie points just because.
Mm-hmm.
And see, that was me. I do the just because things. I'm that free hearted person that does that. You know what I mean? I like right now, I can turn around knowing my wife loves, like, say, for example, anything to do with herbs and stuff like that. I can just send her a video of a Jamaican with their special herbs and remedies. Damn, she's happy in a mug because I sent her that because that's something new to her and that she's into. If you know a person loves something and do something, do the just because and send them little things.
Mm-hmm.
They'll love that more than they would giving them $100, $200.
Okay.
You see what I'm saying? So it is the little things, them brownie points.
Hey, I got a quick question. When was the time that words fail? You talk to somebody in love, you love, this is love now. You talk to somebody you love and the words fail, but you still could feel the love. Have you ever had a time where where you love this person and you were gonna tell this person in so many ways you love them, and your conversation was such that, hey, look, baby, look, ma'am, sir, whoever it is, look, baby, I love you. I've always loved you. I've reached out, and now I'm trying to express myself in such a way that you can feel the love in me, and the words you
Oh
could
shit.
and you
Oh
couldn't
boy.
and you couldn't get the words out because you may be socially inadequate, or you may not have the skills, but you got the words out, but the words failed. They didn't connect the way you wanted to connect.
That depend on the other person, Rufus.
Correct. That's what I'm
And
saying.
I got
Anybody ever
I
been in a
got
position?
a I got a story for everything and every comment y'all say from my personal life. Lord have mercy. This must be my damn night. And the reason I say that to what you just said, the
Mm-hmm.
word,
Mm-hmm.
man, in my first marriage for 18 and a half years, I would tell that woman every day, not every other day, every day how much I love her. And I would show her because I worship the ground she walked on. You know what her response to me was?
What?
What are you trying to do? Convince yourself you love me?
I
I'm
remember
like,
you telling me that.
wow. I'm like, wow, really? So I went on a little bit longer telling her I love her anyway after that comment. And as a reply comes back to me, you know what I did?
Mhm.
The hell with it. And I quit saying it.
But I guess a
And
part of
wait,
that. Okay, good.
ho.
Okay,
When
good.
I quit saying it,
Hmm.
I got her a job at the Pilot, the travel center. And I be damned if those guys come in there and start telling her everything that I used to tell her.
Oh, Jesus.
And she fell for it. And guess what happened?
Mm-hmm.
I ended up with divorce papers because she fell for one of them guys. And she's still a side chick to this day. But guess what? He ain't telling her he love her every day as I did. He ain't showing her, but
Mm-hmm.
she still fell for it.
Yeah. And that was the second part of that. But love was still felt. So in your conversation, you did all those words. You don't think she felt your love, is what you.
Man, she ain't feel it, but she accepted it because she was a taker.
Okay. Got it. Got
Long as you're giving, they're gonna take it. As long as it's beneficial to them, they will take it.
it. I think Gigi put in. Go ahead.
Oh,
Somebody will say something.
yeah, I wanted to say that Mr. Kingdom, I'm sure I don't think she took it. I don't think she meant to just give you the impression that she didn't like you saying you love her every day, because I'm like that. Too much of anything will get on my nerves. You know what I'm saying? After a while, I wouldn't take it special. Um,
When
you
it
know,
comes to communication, you understand? You should be able to communicate. And I'll tell you exactly what she said. I never loved you as a husband.
oh, that is different. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
different now.
So they take it. You
Yeah,
understand?
that's
Yes.
She was
different.
after the divorce up until about 8, 9 months ago when I cut her ass completely off and don't give her I word to cry with. She would always say, I felt that I let you go because I never loved you as a real husband, the way a wife should. So yeah, all you did was took.
And that's why Sunday night at 9 with Coach Glenda is so important. Because, when we get in these relationships, whether it's booed up, married, or long-term relationships, the things that the major pieces of that, the things that make that relationship go forward, the things that make that relationship special, these are the things that we're building and working on right now, because it's a lot about how you express yourself. It's about how you go into those relationships, and it's what you get out of relationships. And that's why we're doing these type of things, because tonight we're working on how do you say you love without words. How do you let that person know that you care about them? How do you let them feel they can feel the love exude from you? How do they realize that, hey, look, it's no question mark whether he or she loves me, because I can feel it.
Right.
I can feel it in what they do. I can feel it when they take the trash out. I can feel it when they wash dishes. I can feel it when they help me do certain things. I can feel it when they take my car and get my car serviced. I can feel it when my breakfast is done. I can feel it when my lunch is packed. I can feel it when they take care of the children. I can feel it when they ask me what I need. I can feel it when we go shopping and they see something I stare at a lot, but I don't buy, and they next week they bring it home as a present for me. This is what we're talking about right now in that relationship. How do you do that? How are some of the things you do that? And not so much how you do it. What are some of the things you want out? What are some things you want to see in a relationship? What are some of the things that validate that love relationship? That's what we're talking about right now. Because and I guess the first thing we need to realize what our own love language is. How do we want to be loved? We did love languages a while back, and we talked about the 5 love languages. And the first love language we talked about was words of affection. Love, hey, I love you, hey, you're my partner, examples of how you love me, and actually saying it in words. And then the second one was service. The service provider. How, the things you do to help around the house, the things you do to make my life easier, the things you do to let me know you appreciate acts of services. And then the next,
Rupert,
yes, sir.
not to cut you off, I'm gonna say this and sum it up in a nutshell
Mhm.
from my perspective, and then I will be quiet.
Okay.
When you do those little things for a person, okay, and it's a constant thing that you do, little things, even some of the major things, okay, that you do for a person on a constant note.
Mhm.
When you do it and that other person don't hear you say all the time, well, I did this or I did that. I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that. Just do it from the heart and let it be. Continuously do it from the heart and don't do it to rub it in. Don't do it with expectations.
Mhm.
And that's how that works.
Okay.
Because when you do it, and every time you do something, that person got to hear, well, I did this, I did that. Shit, that person gonna say, don't do shit for me no more. Because if that's all you're doing to talk about it, you understand? So that's the difference. If you do it and they constantly do it, and you don't keep hearing it, what I done, then that could be genuine.
Okay. All right. You
I'm
finished?
done for a while.
Okay. Go ahead, Glenda. Then I'll finish the acts of service.
Sharon had raised her hand.
Go ahead, Sharon.
Okay, what I wanted to say was, now to me, what made me feel that someone really loves me without saying it in words is understanding me, understanding my moods and my ways. Not so much as like let me have my way or anything, but learning me enough to know when I don't want to be bothered, when I want to look at TV by myself, or don't want you sitting beside me. You know what I'm saying? That's what's important to me. You know, without having an attitude.
Awesome.
That makes sense.
Makes sense because they invest the time in you, and that's quality time. That's the fourth one of the fourth love languages, quality time. Because if they invest time in you, they're gonna get to know you. They get to know what makes you tick, what things are important, what irritates you, what satisfies you, what pleases you, what displeases you. So you're right that if they invest the time in you, they'll get to know you, and once they get to know you, they know how to act with you and around you. So that one's right. And once again, the five love languages. The first one was words of affirmation. The second was acts of service. The third one is gifts, giving gifts or receiving gifts. And the fourth was quality time. And the last one is physical contact, the touch. Those are the love languages that we have established. And those love languages is how you give love and how you receive love. And you have to understand how you receive love and how your partner receive love, because we all have the right to receive the love the way we want to receive the love. If I can't force my way of how I want to receive love on you, if that's not the way you accept love. If yours is a gift, if you want gifts and all I can give you is quality time and I never give you gifts, you might feel incomplete. You might feel like, wow, something's missing here. Anybody want to share or talk about that part of it? How do you want to be loved? What's your love language? What are some of the things that you appreciate when someone do for you? I think Glenda, you saying quality time, Glenda?
Well, no, I was trying to put them in the chat just in
Oh,
case.
okay. I'm sorry. I thought you said yours
Oh,
was
you're
quality.
fine.
I'm sorry. Mine is two, I guess. I guess mine would be quality time and personal contact. Mine is quality time and touch.
Okay.
I think though that's the way I like to be loved. I want to be loved. I think
Okay.
that's it for me. Anybody else want to share how they want to love or give love or receive love? Okay. Anything in the comments, in the chat?
I don't, no one has added anything. No.
Okay. Then let's go into exercise. Let's go into skill building. Let's
Oh,
go into the love in action. This skill building is a love in action challenge. And this challenge is very simple. It's 3 steps in it. And what we're gonna ask you, we're gonna use a chat. We're gonna use a chat right now, and we're gonna do what's called love in action challenge. And I asked everybody to participate, and you can just put it in the chat. And the first step in this is, what makes you feel cared for? What makes you feel cared for? And we're putting it in the chat. And this is a challenge. What make you feel cared for? And for me, it's someone that listens to me. What makes you feel cared for? If you care enough to listen to me, then that means, in my mind, I'm being cared for if you listen. Because I'm going to tell you exactly what's on my mind. So put in the chat. So put it in for me, Glenda. Listen to me. I put actively listening to me. Not just listen, actively listening to me is mine. And to give everybody a minute to put in chat. And once again, we're doing the love in action challenge. And the first step of the 3 steps, we're going to do 3, it's going to be a 3-step exercise. The first step is, what makes you feel cared for? Okay. Give you another minute to put in chat, and then we'll do the other one. We'll do the going into the other 2. All right. Anything in chat yet, Glenda?
not outside of your response. Oh, wait a minute. Someone just put something.
Come on, people, put something in chat.
Okay, someone someone shows me that they got my back. Acts of service.
All right, one more minute, and then we'll go to the next one, and then we'll come back. Once we finish all 3, we'll come back and we'll talk about it once we do all 3. But first, we want to get it in the system first, and then we'll come back and talk about it. All right, that's the first one. Once again, the first one was, what make me feel cared for? That was the first one, and they're going to chat, and everybody to participate. This is the love in action challenge. The second one is, plan one loving act this week. No words, just present. I want you just present. What one act you want to do this week? Plan one loving act this week. Plan one loving act this week. No words, just present. One act this week. In other words, what can you do this week? And you can be you can be loving for yourself. You can love yourself, or you can love a partner or a friend or a family member, because this love challenge you're going to be doing with someone else. And it could be yourself. You can do something for yourself this week. That's loving yourself, or you can do something to love another person, whether it's a husband, wife, girlfriend, boyfriend, cousin, family member, mailman, milkman, laundry person, whatever it is. But what loving act you gonna do this week? Mine is I'm gonna call someone this week, but I'm not gonna talk to them. I'm gonna do what's called a voice text. I'm gonna text them, but I'm gonna text a voice text. And in the voice text, I'm gonna say how I really feel to that person on a voice text. All I'm gonna do is say, I'm gonna click the phone, put it on text, and then I'm gonna send it. So when they open their message up, it's gonna be my voice saying what it needs to be said. Okay, and give
But
her put in the chat.
when you do that, Rufus,
Uh-huh.
don't you want to hear their and feel their expression when you do that? Tell them how you feel,
No,
opposed to putting it in a voice.
no,
You afraid?
no. I'm not afraid. I'm not doing it to solicit a response. I'm doing it because that's how I feel. I'm
But
not
that's
looking for a
cheating.
response. What?
That's cheating.
How that's cheating?
Yeah, because that's a one-sided conversation.
That's what it is. I want one-sided conversation. It's my side to them.
That ain't fair.
It's fair. I'm
That's
not doing
not
it
even
because it's fair.
communication. That's
Okay.
not even communication.
Ladies, help me out, ladies. If somebody that you're fond of and they're fond of you, if they send you a text message like that, and it's something that really touches your heart, is that something good? Is that something good or something bad?
I would listen to it over and over.
Yeah, I'm gonna tell you. Maybe
That's my case.
I read into it wrong on how you expressed it, how you put it out there. Because if I'm telling you, okay, Gigi and Net, if I put in a voice message stating that, hey, look, I'm just sending you this text to put a smile on your face and tell you that I'm always there for you or something of that nature. You understand?
I
Yes,
would enjoy every
Now,
moment.
that kind of text message you would like, right?
correct.
But now if I send you a text message, hey, look, what you did the other night, man, I don't agree with that. That shit just wasn't right.
I
But that's
You
said
not
understand?
love, man. I said
Matter of
something love.
Yeah,
opinion.
but you got to be specific on when you on a chat like this. You got to be
He
kind of,
said a loving
you
act.
know,
so
huh?
how do you feel about them? That's what he
It
said.
could be a loving check because I'm loving you and I'm telling you out of love what you did wasn't right.
But that's not
That's
in the
still a
context of
loving
That
love.
text.
wouldn't be the love text.
I think Mr. Kingdom, night's your night.
That's what I'm telling you. Tonight, y'all picking on me because I got to respond to all of it. I'm just trying to be quiet, but it's hard.
I think the
But
night's your
then,
night, sir.
Rufus,
Yes, sir.
I'm gonna say this also.
Uh-huh.
I'm gonna combine your first one with the second one.
Okay.
I think listening to the other person, whether it's friend or spouse or whatever,
Hmm.
and being able to communicate with that person will develop what you need to do or what you can do for that person, whether it's your love message or whatever it is, because by you listening to them and communicating with them, it gives you those options, it gives you those ideas on what to do to show that love interest without telling them.
Okay.
So it takes both of them. That's I'm hoping that brings both of your questions together as a
Okay.
whole to get your answer.
Okay. But while he's doing all that, I still want to make sure everybody got something in the chat.
We
What
do.
plan one loving act this week, not just the words, but just to being present. Okay. All right. Now, if everybody got that, now the third and final part of this love and action challenge. Now, I want you to journal. Just and the journal is I want you to reflect. Now, on this, you can journal here, or you can journal on a piece of paper, or you can journal somewhere else. You don't if because the journal is your personal thoughts. If your journal personal thoughts it made me feel good or it made me feel this and it's light, something that we all can you can share with everybody else, put it in chat. But if it's something that you can't share with everybody else, write it on a piece of paper later in your own notes. Okay, because what I want you to journal, I want you to reflect on what the two things you just said, just put in text. I want you to reflect on it. And how did it make you feel to give love that way? Big, for instance, for me, I said I want somebody to listen. That's the
Mhm.
first thing I said. I said I want somebody to care. I want somebody to care that I wanted them to listen to me. That's how I'm cared for. And then I said I was going to send them a voice text how I felt about them, and I was going to send it directly to them. Now, how that make me feel to do that? That would make me feel it would stop me in my tracks, and it would make me feel that I've shared a deep part of me. I've 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 imparted a part of me into that moment. I gave of myself into that moment, and when the person listened to me, and when I sent that voice message to them, because I gave of myself freely from my own heart. And it would touch me even if they didn't accept it well. It still touched me because I allowed myself to care. I allowed myself to feel that connection. And that's what my journal, that's what I would say if I had to reflect and journal myself on that. And that's part of the love challenge. So this week, I want you, here's your homework. I want you to love someone out loud. And what that means, not just words, but with action. It might be cooking for them. It might be sending a note or a letter. It might be offering your time to do something for them or do something with them. And then once you do it, I want you to journal how that shift made you feel. And once again, you can journal privately how it made you feel. So I want you to love somebody out loud. I want you to actually feel it, and I want them to feel it. So that's your homework for this week. And it could be a letter to them. It could be cooking for them. It could be a present for them. It could be just spending time with them. That's everybody's homework. That's your homework for this week. And let's talk about it next week. The homework. But I want everybody to do something special for someone. Love them out loud. It can be a friend, it could be a husband, could be a wife, could be a family member, could be a co-worker. Okay? Did everybody understand the homework? Everybody kind of understand it?
Yeah.
All right. If that's homework, Glenda, turn it back over to you. You can take us home if anybody got any questions or last minute comments or whatever. You if they do, let them have the last minute comments, and if not, you can take us home.
Mr. Keenan, do you have any final words?
You're funny, Glenda.
Okay, all right. It sounds like all hearts and minds are clear. And as we close, may we remember words are powerful, but actions are proof. Go into this week as love embodied, calm, intentional, and true. Let your care speak louder than noise, and your peace speak louder than doubt. You are loved. You are loved. I'll see you next Sunday night at 9. And also, I just saw something at the last minute. I apologize. The information for our 2026 cruise is out. You guys may have received an email. If you have any questions, please reach out to me. You can use the email address that was forwarded out to you guys, or you can call or text me or Mr. Carpenter for further details or any other questions that you may have. All right. If there's nothing else, you have a great rest of your evening, and we look forward to.
Wait,
Oh,
there is something. You said when you was making your statements, you were saying something about your piece or something.
yes,
Something
ma'am.
about. Can you read that one more time?
Sure, no problem. All right, let's see about the piece.
I think it was
All
this.
right, I got you.
Yeah.
All right, go into this week as love, embodied, intentional, and true. Let your care speak louder than noise, and your peace speak louder than doubt.
Okay, that's cool.
You
Thank you.
got it?
Yep.
Glenda, I take that as I don't know. This has been my night. So you have the right to get on me.
I get on you. I just want to make sure you didn't have nothing else to say because I want you to get everything out.
Like I can.
Like only
You
you
know, I got a
can.
lot to say now.
I know. That's why I gave you the floor.
No, we ain't got enough time, baby.
All right, bring it back next week. Bring it back
All right,
next
everybody.
week.
Good night, everybody. You guys been a great audience. Once again, without you, we wouldn't have a show. So thank you very much. See you next week, everybody.
Good night.
Good
Night.
night. Good night. Good night.
Good night.